want you to ponder these 4 questions. Here's the first one, and that's why. Why pay the price? Why work this hard? Why go this far? Why try to learn this much? Why develop yourself to the full? Why try to become all that you can possibly become? That's a good question, why? And you're the only one personally that can answer that question for yourself. You've got to have your own list of whys. Here's what I want you to do when you go home after you've left this extravaganza. Work on your list of whys. One of the big thrusts for success is to come up with a strong enough why. In leadership training, here's what we learned. If the why is powerful, the how is easy. Now, here's number 2. The first question to ponder when you go home is why. Here's another good answer to why. It's the second question. Why not? Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see how many skills you can develop? Why not see what kind of person you can become? Why not see what kind of influence you can have? Why not see how many people you can rescue from oblivion? I want you to take that personal. Why not? Why not? Now here's number 3. Why not you? I wish I could say that to each of you individually, but it would take a couple of lifetimes to sit down and talk with each of you individually. But I want you to take it personal. And my personal question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains. You can make decisions. You can study the plan. You can change your life. You can grow immensely in the next few years. You can make your dreams come true. You can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through. You can become healthy. You can become powerful. Why not you? And I'm here to say that I'm ready to pledge my support to make your personal dreams come true. I asked the question, why not you? But I'm not going to ask it and just walk away. I'm going to ask it and walk with you. And now here's my last question. My very last question on the questions to ponder is, why not now? There never was a better time. Take this dream and not let it die. Take this dream and give it life. Take this dream and breathe into it your own personal spirit until finally it becomes a flame that burns around the whole world. Let's go do it now.
Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the best Black November offer that we've ever put together in our history. Welcome to the Meta-Analysis Academy. My name is Randerson Cardozo, and I'm honored to welcome you here today to this very special meeting, to this connection, where I will explain to you the very best offer that we've ever made in the history of the Meta-Analysis Academy. Just so you know what to expect today, I will go over the next few minutes on what the Meta-Analysis Academy consists of, how it will help you in your career, and also this particular offer that we've put together for this month of November. This is not an empty promise. This is the best offer that we've ever done for folks to join the Meta-Analysis Academy. And it comes on the background of tremendous growth of the Meta-Analysis Academy and of our students' results in the last few years. So we want to extend a really unique opportunity for you to join us. So before we go any further, I'd just like to do a quick round of introductions. Let me know in the chat where you're from. Tell me, your country, what level of training you're currently in, and also tell me what specialty you're mostly interested in. If you're a cardiologist like me, or a surgeon, or if you want to become a pediatrician, a psychiatrist. Again, I want to know where you're from, your level of training, and also your specialty of interest. Buckle up. We're going to have a lot of discussions here. Just so you know, I need to give you 2 very important announcements here in the beginning for you. Okay, the first announcement is that this particular offer that I'm about to share with you, it will be open. Enrollment will be open on Monday, November 17 at 12 p.m. New York. So exactly 48 hours from now is when we will open up registrations with this very special offer. So if you're watching this, the goal of this is for you to understand exactly what is being proposed to you. Then you will get ready for registration if you so decide to join on Monday, November 17 at 12 p.m. New York. And then I also want you to know that, as promised, we will offer an iPad, a drawing for an iPad for those who stay with us here until the very end. And then I will answer questions at the end as well. So during this presentation, if you have any questions, if something isn't entirely clear, please just hold that thought, and then we'll have a discussion at the end about that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to explain to you why this is the best offer that we've ever put together, why we're doing it. And it's very important right now that you focus. I do need you to understand exactly what is being proposed to you here for you to understand the magnitude of this opportunity. It will be important that over the next 40 to 50 minutes that you pay in full attention, undivided attention to what I'm about to share with you, because you are at an inflection point in your career at this moment. You have the opportunity to join the Meta-Analysis Academy to learn how to publish impactful papers, but obviously that requires a step on your part. That requires a decision on your end. And I want you to make the best decision for you, an informed decision. I want you to understand exactly what I'm proposing here. So you need to focus. You need to understand how the program works. Ask your questions. Our team is in the chat here as well. And then we'll do that Q&A at the end. So let's start with this. Why? Why is it that you should strongly consider joining the Meta-Analysis Academy? Why? We put that video in the beginning of Jimmy Run talking about the list of whys. So I'm going to give you why. Three main reasons, the three because, the three whys, why you should join the Meta-Analysis Academy. The three reasons are excellence, networking, and autonomy. And we're going to briefly discuss each and every one of these points. And after I do that for the first 15 minutes or so, I am going to then explain to you the exact offer that I'm proposing to you. So we're going to start with excellence, then we're going to talk about networking and autonomy. But before I do that, if you don't know me yet, I just want to do a quick introduction. My name is Randerson Cardozo. I am a cardiologist. I currently work at Harvard Medical School in Boston as a cardiologist and assistant professor of medicine. I've won multiple research awards in my career. I trained at Johns Hopkins for cardiology. And over the past 15 years of my career, over the past 12 years of my career, I've been teaching meta-analysis. I've been teaching medical students, interns, residents, and my trainees, my mentees, have done extraordinarily well with publications in the top journals of every single specialty: neurosurgery, ophthalmology, JACC, JAMA, Lancet, all these great journals my students have published there. And it gives me great joy in my career to be able to teach you how to do meta-analysis, and that's why I do this. I often get asked, Randerson, why as a cardiologist at Harvard Medical School do you do this? Why do you teach meta-analysis? Because it gives me great joy in my career to see you develop and fulfill your potential. So before I go any further, I must tell you that this is not affiliated with Harvard Medical School, where I currently work. I do teach a meta-analysis course at Harvard as well, but the Meta-Analysis Academy is independent, is my own initiative. Okay, so let's get back to this after that quick introduction. I'm going to tell you guys right now about the three whys, your whys. Why should you consider joining our program? The first why is excellence, okay? Impactful publications will help you advance your career to achieve your full potential. And here's something that you don't realize yet, is that the full potential of your career with publications, you won't even see it if you don't publish. You won't even know what's possible in your career if you don't learn how to publish impactful papers. So the things that I've accomplished in my career: Johns Hopkins cardiology trainee, Harvard Medical School assistant professor of medicine, and so many other impactful things that I've achieved in my career, I didn't even imagine that those could be possible. I didn't even think that those could be true. It was only when I started to publish and make the connections and develop the full potential of my career that I realized that these things could really happen. So this is principle number one. Impactful publications will advance your career. Where? That depends on your interests. So for a lot of people, it's residency in the United States, doing a residency match. For others, it's a clinical fellowship, a research fellowship, a master's degree, a PhD. Some people want to have a really strong local career. Some people want to have a global career. That's entirely up to you. But whatever you want to do in your career, your potential will be tenfold, 100-fold larger, more important if you learn how to publish impactful papers. Of course, I'm not talking here about useless case reports and low-value publications. I'm talking about impactful research publications. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. The first thing is I'm going to show you how these publications will transform your careers. This is a small list of some of our students who've matched into residency and fellowship in the United States. Some were junior doctors and some were MDs for 15 or 20 years already. Camilla, for example, she had been a doctor for more than 15 years when she matched into residency in the United States. Natalia from Colombia was a recent graduate. So these doctors, they learned how to publish good papers and they matched, including some really incredible stories. Denilsa is the first person ever from the country of Mozambique in Africa to do residency in the United States. She's now a second-year resident at the University of Nebraska. She joined our program 3 years ago, and she published impactful research like the one you see here, which helped her to match. Natalia is from Colombia. She matched at the University of Miami. University of Miami. Sorry, there was supposed to be a Colombia flag here. I'm not sure why PowerPoint missed that. So Natalia is from Medellin, Colombia. She's from Medellin and she matched at the University of Miami, but she built a strong application publishing meta-analysis. She's an alum of our program. She did the Meta-Analysis Academy and learned how to publish these papers. Gabriela is from Brazil. Gabriela matched into general surgery at Harvard. I forgot to add her publication, but she had multiple meta-analysis publications, and now she's a general surgery resident at Harvard Medical School. And I could go on and on. It's not just residency. It's not just residency. Maybe you're interested in doing a research fellowship. Mangesh is from Pune, India, and now he's a research fellow in Texas. He's doing a research fellow there, but he built multiple publications and abstract presentations by joining the Meta-Analysis Academy. That helped him to build a strong CV and help him to achieve a research fellowship position in Texas at Houston Methodist. So he's doing extremely well over there right now. Carol, as a first-year medical student, joined our program, published, did really well, built a strong CV. Now she's coming back to Boston for her second rotation at Harvard Medical School as an observer. But how did she do that? Multiple impactful research, publications, a strong CV. So I hope I made the case to you. Oh, there's one more example. Luca won a full scholarship from Johns Hopkins University for a master's degree. This typically costs $70,000 per year. He won that scholarship by doing impactful research, impactful publications. So whether you want to do a master's degree, a PhD, a residency, a fellowship, whatever it is that you want to do in your career, build a strong CV. Learning how to do impactful research would even help you win travel grants, research awards for the impact, for the quality of your research. Here's a couple of examples. This is one of our students. He's an OBGYN doctor. He won a $5,000 research award for the FIGO conference in South Africa. This is the global conference of OBGYN. He won a research award. Bez is from India, from Kerala, and he won a $2,000 research award to present in the United States, because research in the Meta-Analysis Academy, if you learn how to do it well, is meaningful, it's relevant. He won $2,000 from the International Society of Thrombosis and Hemostasis. And because our focus in the Meta-Analysis Academy is so much in your journey, in your learning journey, in your career, not just in publications, we have a special bonus for the first 5 who enroll in this special offer. We're going to open registrations on Monday at 12 p.m. New York time. The first 5 who enroll will have a small group mentorship session with me directly to discuss your career, residency application, fellowship application. What are you going to do next step in your career? How can I help you? How can the Meta-Analysis Academy support you? So this is a special bonus for the first 5 who enroll on Monday at 12 p.m. We're done with step number 1 of excellence. That's the reason why you should learn how to do meta-analysis. You should join the Meta-Analysis Academy. Step number 1 is excellence. It will help you to achieve your full potential in your career. You will never see what your career would be like if you learn how to do publications if you don't do them. It will remain hidden to you. You will never see your full potential. You won't even have a clue of what it would be if you don't learn how to do these impactful research. That's what happened in my career and in the careers of my own students. But let's talk about networking. Networking is another important part of career development. Meeting people who would help you, good mentors, people who will help you and be advocates for you in my career. I'll just give you guys an example in my own career. When I was a resident at the University of Miami, I became chief resident. So I was invited to become a chief resident when I was in Miami. And during my year as a chief resident, I was a great teacher. I helped a lot the other residents. I helped them study for their internal medicine boards. I helped them to publish. I taught them meta-analysis. I did a good job as a chief. And with that, I did a lot of networking in the sense that people were aware that I was doing a good job as a chief. And this helped me so much that when I applied for cardiology fellowship, my program director from Miami, she spoke with the program director from Johns Hopkins, advocating on my behalf, saying, wow, this Randerson, he's our chief resident. He's really good. You should take this resident. You'd be crazy if you don't take this guy as your fellow. So networking is important. But when you're local, like I was at University of Miami, and I'm working every day with my program director and with the people around me, it's easy to network and for people to know that you're a really good doctor, a really good resident. But when you're in India, when you're in Colombia, when you are in Africa, when you are in Germany, when you are in Brazil, it's hard to do networking with someone in the United States, with someone in Europe, potentially. So research, publications give you a gateway for doing this. And that's what we teach you in the Meta-Analysis Academy as well. So principle number 2, remember, principle number 1 is that of excellence, doing impactful research, not low quality case reports, useless stuff. Impactful research will help you achieve your full career potential, especially as first author. So that's principle number 1. Principle number 2 is one of networking. When you learn how to do meta-analysis in the way we teach you, this offers you a pathway for global connections in your career, for global connections. And I will show you this with examples because it's such a practical way of teaching you guys. It's with the examples of Denilson, who's from Mozambique and matched, and Gabriela, who's from Brazil and is now doing general surgery in Harvard. It's just show you multiple examples of people who've done what I think you can do, what I am confident you can do as well. So one of the pathways that I'm going to show you right now is that of networking and connections. Remember the Nilsa that I showed you? In this publication, she published with Dr. Fernandez. Dr. Fernandez was a resident with me in Miami. We became great friends. He also went on to do cardiology, but then he came to Harvard for an electrophysiology fellowship. So he's an electrophysiologist doing pacemakers, doing ablations at Harvard at the time. And Denilsa, who was in Mozambique, had the opportunity to work with him on this project. So even though she's in Africa and she can connect with someone who is here in Boston at Harvard, and later he went to Boston University. So how is this possible? It's because this research was initiated by Denilsa. She had the idea, she had the patience, and I'll show you how in just a second. She built the connections. She connected with Dr. Fernandez. So, and this, I have hundreds of examples to show you guys of this. Beatriz is from São Paulo, Brazil, and she connected in this meta-analysis with Dr. Gallo, who is Associate Program Director at the Mayo Clinic. Remember, guys, what we discuss here is not affiliated with these institutions in any way. I'm just showing you examples of how you can network. So Beatriz, as far as I know, never went to the Mayo Clinic, but she had a great idea. She's one of our students, of course. Developed an idea, did a project, ran the statistics, and then Beatriz invited Dr. Gallo, and they published in Critical Care, one of the best journals in the world in intensive care medicine. So the networking principle here is quite simple, is that it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You could be in Mozambique, in Brazil, you could be anywhere in the world. You can connect with others in your project, in your research, and you can build connections. I'm not sure if you guys watched the live stream that I did this Thursday with Mohammed Ramadan. He's from Kuwait. Mohammed Ramadan just matching urology at the University of Ottawa. He matched in a surgical specialty at the University of Ottawa in urology. And in that live stream, he shared his story of not only publishing, but also connecting through his research with mentors. And they wrote him letters of recommendation that help him for his match. So it's in our Instagram account. It's in the Meta-Analysis Academy Instagram account. You guys can check that out later on. Okay, we did that at that session, that live stream on Thursday. So the Meta-Analysis Academy will offer you a pathway for publications, but a pathway for networking, for collaborations. That's really important. I'll finalize this with another beautiful example. Joosteline is from the small country of São Tomé and Príncipe. This is in the west coast of Africa. I think now in Mozambique for medical school. But Joosteline, in this publication, in a good journal, at the American Journal of Perinatology, Joosteline worked with Dr. Youssef, who is an OBGYN, guess where? In the United States, in Texas, in the United States. So Dr. Youssef is part of the Meta-Analysis Academy community as well. Joosteline connected with Dr. Youssef through our program, through the Experts program. So in the Experts program, just so you guys know, we in the Meta-Analysis Academy invite experts from all over the world, from the United States, from Canada, from South America, from the Middle East, Asia, Africa, Europe. And these experts are very knowledgeable and skilled in cardiology, surgery, pediatrics, and so forth. And our students can submit their ideas and projects for the opportunity to be mentored by these experts. You have to apply to, there's no extra cost to participate in the Experts program, but you have to submit your idea. So when you do that, you have the opportunity to work with specialists from all over the world. So you can do that, what Joosteline did within the Meta-Analysis Academy, or you can extend that invitation to folks who don't even know you yet. So for example, Beatriz invited Dr. Gallo, who's Associate Program Director at the Mayo Clinic, at her own initiative, So again, doing meta-analysis will give you a window, an opportunity to network with folks who are very valuable to you in your career. And then to finalize, let's talk about the principle of autonomy. So principle number 3, in the Meta-Analysis Academy, you will learn how to publish impactful research with autonomy. What do I mean by autonomy? It means you don't have to depend on these other factors. You don't have to depend on having a full year of doing research. You don't have to depend on a statistician. You don't depend on financial support from your institution. You don't depend on any support from your institution. You don't depend on a local mentor. You can invite a mentor from the United States if you want. You don't need an abundance of time to do meta-analysis. It's much faster than doing a clinical trial, a cohort study, and so forth. So this learning, joining our program, learning meta-analysis will set you free from these barriers, from these difficulties, from these limitations. Like in the example that I showed you, Joosteline is from São Tomé and Príncipe doing medical school in Mozambique. I mean, those are not places in the world where you expect groundbreaking research to be done. We have students from more than 120 countries in the world. We have a student from Azerbaijan recently who published a paper. These are students from all over the world. It doesn't depend on your geography, doesn't depend on your level of training. You could be a first-year medical student or an experienced surgeon. If you learn how to do this with autonomy, with impact, to advance your careers, if you want to learn this, join our program, okay? So that's, why is that? Why do you get autonomy? Let me explain this, and then I'm going to explain you the offer in just a second. I think most people already understand what a meta-analysis is, but if you don't, you need to understand this. Look at this publication by Jostelin. This publication, even though Jostelin is in Africa, Jostelin and the team recruited 2,400 patients, but they didn't get those patients from their countries. You don't get the patients from your hospital, from your institution. There's no ethics committee. You don't have to do that primary, bureaucratic, difficult work of finding the money, finding the patients, getting informed consent, getting ethics committee approval. You don't have to do that in a meta-analysis. When you learn how to do meta-analysis, what you can do is you get data that's publicly available from the United States, from Germany, from the UK, from Canada, from South America, from all over. So because of that, the research doesn't happen in your hospital, in your institution, in your research lab. The research happens in your computer. And as long as you have internet connection, you can do this. Obviously, you need to learn that technique, but that's where autonomy comes from. It doesn't mean you will do it alone. All these papers have multiple students from the Meta-Analysis Academy, like these examples here. All of these pretty much are students from the Meta-Analysis Academy. Same thing here. All the students here are from the Meta-Analysis Academy. So you won't do it alone, but you will have autonomy. What does autonomy mean? You don't depend on these elements. You don't depend on a local mentor, on having a year to do research, on having a statistician. You will learn how to do it. You will have the skills yourself. That's what autonomy means, okay? So again, Natalia, just to wrap this up, Natalia published this paper. She worked with an attendee, I think from the United States, Dr. Varkey. And the other thing here in this paper, also from the Meta-Analysis Academy community, also here, collaborations globally, folks from all over the world that she met in the Meta-Analysis Academy. So, but she didn't depend, the patients are not from Medellin, Colombia. Okay, when Carol published this paper, the patients are not from Brazil. They're from all over the world. And in the Meta-Analysis Academy, you learn how to do each and every one of these steps. You learn how to develop your ideas. Like this idea, Carol, guys, is a first-year medical student. She's a first-year medical student at the time she published this. How did she publish this? It's because she learned how to develop ideas. She learned how to develop ideas. That's class 1 of the Meta-Analysis Academy. So our program works in 10 modules that will teach you every single step of the way. You will know statistics. You will know methods. You will know how to write. You will know how to develop ideas. So that's where the autonomy comes from. Okay? So that's the first half of our conversation. Now I need to go to the other half where I'm going to explain the Black November offer. Does everyone understand these concepts of excellence in your career by doing impactful publications, networking, and autonomy? Is that clear to everyone? Let me just take a look at the comments real quick. All right, this is fantastic. Let me know in the comments if this is all clear. I will explain the offer, the details, how much it costs right now. But first, I want to make sure everyone... Oh, this is a beautiful question here, okay? Will this be helpful for a first-year medical student? I like to give answers with examples because then you guys know it's real concrete. I could just tell you yes, but then you would still be wondering, right? Like, for real? So I can tell you that Carol, sorry, my PowerPoint froze. So Carol here, she was a first-year medical student. She didn't know anything about research when she joined our program. She was just a first-year medical student. So absolutely yes. If you published in OBGYN and later decide to do pediatrics, that's totally fine. It's expected that during your medical school years, your interests will evolve. Okay? All right, so I think we're all set here. All right. Okay, so everyone, no questions there, crystal clear. So then let's go ahead and talk about the Black November offer, okay? So you need to understand why we're doing this crazy and special offer. When we started the program 3 years ago, we developed a goal. We said we're going to achieve 3,000 publications or abstracts from our students in 3 years. And we reached that milestone way sooner than 3 years. If we include abstracts and publications, we're well beyond 5,000 already from our students. So we reached that milestone pretty quick. But we developed a new goal that by 2030, by the year 2030, we're going to have 5,000 new publications from our students. So we're going to do 5,000 publications from our students in 5 years. But this is not going to be just abstracts presented in conferences. We're talking about peer-reviewed, valuable publications, okay? Obviously, to do that, I want people to join. I want good people to join. Good people like Bezalel from India, good people like Igor from Brazil. I want everyone who's good and capable and interested to join. So even though we've had this tremendous success so far, I'm looking at the horizon. I'm looking at what comes next. I'm looking at our next few years. This is a great picture to explain to you what we've achieved. We just did an in-person event in São Paulo, Brazil. It was our first in-person event. And that wall you see in the background, those are all unique publications. There's no single paper there's duplicated on that wall. Those are all PubMed papers by our students, like European Journal of Anesthesiology right there. All right. And there's another one from European Journal of Anesthesiology, but it's not the same paper. None of those papers are duplicated. We had hundreds of papers on that wall. So, but we want to go to the next stage. And the next stage is increasing the number, but continuing to focus on quality. So this is another component of the Meta-Analysis Academy. We are here to help you publish impactful papers, impactful research. There are plenty of other places that will do unethical practices and sell you co-authorship for doing case reports and junk work. Let me be very clear. The Meta-Analysis Academy follows all the most high standards of ethical principles. I will teach you the skills of doing high quality research. I do not guarantee you will have publications. I guarantee you that I will teach you to the best of our ability and to the best standards in the literature. So we're going to focus on high quality papers. And here's what happened in the last couple of weeks, the last few weeks. We had a paper accepted at Lancet Journal from our students, JAMA Pediatrics, JAMA Surgery, JACC Interventions. So the quality of the papers is something that you should always be looking for, okay? And that is the reason why we're doing this, because we want good students and we want students that are going to publish really good quality papers to help us fulfill our mission. Our mission is to achieve a high number of publications, but with tremendous quality. So because of that, we put together this offer. And this offer that I'm about to show you includes, for this very special Black November offer, it includes both the Meta-Analysis Academy and MetaHub. And I need you to understand the difference of both training programs and what they're for, because you will have access to both of them. So right now, I'm going to explain to you briefly the Meta-Analysis Academy and briefly MetaHub, because they are both part of this super special offer. The Meta-Analysis Academy is the training program that I've been talking about so far. 10 weeks of training where I will get you really good at doing every single step of the meta-analysis. You will learn how to develop ideas, how to build your viability, test your viability, do methods, do your own statistics. In 10 weeks, I will teach you every single step of the process. The Meta-Analysis Academy works in cohorts. The next cohort, we're finishing one right now. The next cohort is going to be our 9th edition, and it's going to start in March. So this is something really important. We will start the next edition of our program in March. If you decide to join our Black November offer, you will join the March cohort. This is going to go from early March to late May. 10 weeks, 10 modules. Is that clear to everyone? So in March, we will start the next edition of the Meta-Analysis Academy. You will have an introduction module to watch before then. So when you join, you're already supposed to work on the introduction module. And then in March, we'll get started with class number 1. Okay? Early March. All right? Sounds good? Now, when you finish the classes, now you will, during this time, of course, everyone will have classes, exams, hospital work. Obviously, everyone, all of our students have. No one is doing just the Meta-Analysis Academy. Of course not. So we give a lots of flexibility. We do live sessions on Sundays, but they get recorded. So you can watch the recording later if you prefer. All right. And you get access to the Meta-Analysis Academy recordings and everything for a year. Okay. So we do it in 10 weeks from March to May. And during those weeks, you will have both a lecture and something called CPT. Every week, every module has a lecture and a CPT. CPT is live on Sunday mornings here in the United States. It depends on where you are in the world. And in this CPT session, I'll do the exercise with you. We'll do an exercise together. And this exercise will train you on the skills to doing each step of the process. Okay? So we're going to go from March to May. And if you fall behind a week, you can watch the recordings of those CPTs later. All right, so that's the Meta-Analysis Academy. The full tuition of the Meta-Analysis Academy, and this is not the price you will pay in the Black November offer. It is not. This is the full tuition. The full tuition to join the Meta-Analysis Academy is $2,400 US. $2,400 US, okay? And you get access to everything that I talked to you about. Lectures, the CPTs. The CPTs are live sessions. We do tutoring sessions to help you with your questions. We give you individual feedbacks on your exercises when you submit them by the deadline. Tons of support templates. All the examples that I've shown you so far are from students of the Meta-Analysis Academy. If you have any questions about the Meta-Analysis Academy, I will answer your questions at the end. Please stay for the Q&A at the end where I will explain all the details to you. But now I want to talk to you also about MetaHub. In MetaHub, in this Black November offer, you will also gain access to MetaHub. Okay? Just because I'm curious to what the outside community, who are not our students, I'm curious to see if you guys are already familiar with MetaHub. It's not something we often talk about because it's only for students in the Meta-Analysis Academy. So let me ask you this. Are you already familiar with what is MetaHub, or no? You have no idea with what is MetaHub? Can you tell me in the chat, please? Yes or no? No. Okay, so most people have no idea what is MetaHub. So pay attention because I'm going to explain to you. But the first thing to explain to you is that you only get access to MetaHub by registering for the Meta-Analysis Academy if you take this offer. Never do we give access to MetaHub by just joining the Meta-Analysis Academy. Only if you join the Black November offer. So let me explain to you what MetaHub is. MetaHub is a community of former students, people who finished the program 1 year ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's a community of former students of the Meta-Analysis Academy. In MetaHub, you get to keep access to the recordings of the lectures. You get to watch the recordings of the lectures in MetaHub after you finish the Meta-Analysis Academy. But we do way more than that. Look at this. We have a team in MetaHub called Meta Writers. And these meta writers will correct your papers. They will give you feedback on your papers before you submit to a journal. So if you want to submit to the American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, for example, if you want to submit to, the European Journal of Radiology, or European Radiology is what it's called, our meta writers will review your paper before you submit to give you feedback on your paper, to tell you what you should adjust, give you some suggestions on what to improve so you can maximize your chance of acceptance. Meta Writer program is available inside MetaHub, okay? We also do our abstract ICU. If you're going to submit your conference, an abstract to a conference, we will review it. So for example, was anyone here at the European Society of Cardiology in August, or in the American Heart Association that just happened in New Orleans? Those are worldwide conferences in cardiology. About 4 or 5 months before, actually about 6 months before these conferences, they closed the deadline for submission. So when you're in MetaHub, before you submit your abstracts, we will review them for you in MetaHub. You can bring your abstract and we'll give you feedback. No, you got to change this. This will look better if you do it that other way. So we'll correct your abstracts before you submit to one of these conferences. In the cardiology conferences, I personally review the abstracts, and then other folks do it for other specialties. So if you're in MetaHub, you can bring your abstracts to the Abstract ICU. We also provide tons of statistical support inside MetaHub and our monthly sprints, where we organize research groups so you can submit your abstracts to these conferences. So for all the folks, who's the dermatology team? Is the dermatology team here? Anyone interested in derm? So for example, the American Academy of Dermatology next year will be in Denver. But the deadline was in September to submit the abstracts. So in August and September, we did inside MetaHub an organized effort for the folks who wanted to submit to the American Academy of Dermatology. Okay? So that's what we do inside MetaHub. We connect people, we give them statistical support, we have the Abstract ICU, and we have the Meta Writer program. And you can apply to the Experts program as long as you are in MetaHub. So the Experts program is where we connect you with worldwide experts in many different specialties. I've already explained that to you. In this edition of the Experts program, we have 150 experts from 21 countries. Many of them are attendings in the United States. And in MetaHub, you can apply to the Experts program every time it opens. It opens about every 6 months or so. Okay? And of course, the goal is to help you make connections, develop your skills, and ultimately publish great papers like this one in JAMA Pediatrics with one of our experts. Isabella and Anna met inside the Experts program of the Meta-Analysis Academy. Anna is from Brazil. Isabella is a resident in Texas in general surgery. So she's a surgical resident in the United States. Okay? So MetaHub normally costs $240 for 1 year of access to the program. Okay, it's a subscription base. But when you join the Black November offer that we're about to show you, you will have MetaHub included. Is that clear to everyone? You will have 1 year of MetaHub included. So that 1 year will start when the classes of the Meta-Analysis Academy finish. So we're going to go from March to May, and then in June, you will have 1 full year included in your registration of MetaHub access. Does everyone get that? Okay, let me emphasize this. This is not available anywhere else. You would have to pay a separate subscription for MetaHub, like all of our students do, once you finish the Meta-Analysis Academy to join MetaHub. All right, it's not that expensive as you can see here, but it's a lot of work for us to maintain all of this, to do tutoring sessions, to have the meta writers correct your papers, to do the abstract ICUs. So there's a small fee. It's $240 per year. Okay, but you're going to get 1 full year of access. Okay, but that price is not what you're going to pay. We're going to talk now about the actual price of this special offer. Okay, and when I talk about price, I realize that that's one of the barriers that many people face to join the Meta-Analysis Academy. So there's that barrier of fees, and there's the barrier of time. So I'm going to address both of these barriers before telling you the actual price, and we'll be done. Everyone okay so far in the chat? I'm going to tell you how much the Black November offer is going to cost. Okay, but first I just wanted to make sure. Oh, guys, one important component about MetaHub, my team asked me to mention this here. MetaHub is only for former students, okay? The reason why the price is so low for MetaHub is because it's only for former students who've already registered for the Meta-Analysis Academy. So we do not offer MetaHub. It's subsidized. It's really low, the price for what we offer in MetaHub, because it's already students from the Meta-Analysis Academy. No one who is not a student can register for MetaHub separately. Is that clear to everyone? But right now you get both. You get the Meta-Analysis Academy and you get MetaHub. Okay? All right? Okay, so there are 2 barriers that prevent students from joining the Meta-Analysis Academy. One of them is time. So let me explain to you about the barrier of time. Okay, look at these publications. Bernardo is a surgeon. He's a surgeon. He's extremely busy. Paulo is an orthopedics resident. How many hours per week do you think an orthopedic resident works? How many hours per week do you think an ortho resident works? Probably 100. He still published a paper and joined the Meta-Analysis Academy as an orthopedic resident. Arthur is a surgical resident in plastic surgery. He published in one of the top journals in the world in plastic surgery. Anyone here interested in plastics? Anyone plastic surgery? Yes? All right, good. So just to wrap up on time, okay? On the issue of time, Franz is a first-year resident when he published this paper. A first-year resident. He's from Ecuador. He's now in Texas. Even as a first-year resident, he published a meta-analysis. So time is not an issue. If you learn how to do meta-analysis well, if you're committed to this, time is not an issue. Camila had been a doctor for 12 years. She's a mom. She's preparing for the steps. And she published a paper as first author, and she matched in pediatrics. Okay, so it won't take you 2 years to learn this. It won't take you a full year. It takes you 5 to 6 hours per week for 10 weeks to master the skills of doing a meta-analysis. And when you learn meta-analysis, because you don't have to go through the ethics committee, because you don't have to recruit patients, because you don't have to get informed consent, it only takes you about 5 to 7 weeks to do a meta-analysis from idea to submission. So if you want to learn how to publish and you don't have time, you're a resident, you're a surgeon, you're a medical student, you're an intern, there's no better way. There's no better way for you to learn how to do research, because it's impactful research that you don't depend on others, that you can do with autonomy, and you can do it much faster than you otherwise would. Is that clear on time? The busier you are, the more it makes sense for you to learn meta-analysis, because you're not going to publish anything else. You're not going to do a clinical trial. You're not going to do a cohort study. You're not going to do an epidemiologic study. You're not going to do, primary work if you don't have time to do research. The more time is an issue and a barrier for you, the more you have to learn meta-analysis. Okay? Good. Plus, in the special offer, you get extended access through MetaHub. All right? Now, finally, we'll talk about the financial, the tuition. I'll tell you guys exactly how much it costs right now, but I'm just going to play you the video that Mohammed talked about this week. Mohammed is from Kuwait, and he matched in urology in Canada, University of Ottawa, after publishing a few papers in urology. So we're going to just listen to him on this.
I think one thing worth noting when it comes to tuition, it not only saves you like fees of doing electives and things like that, but if you think about it, you're paying maybe, let's say, a couple of $1,000, but you're investing in a possible $1 million career if you, for example, match into these big specialties like plastic surgery, dermatology, and those big institutions in the US, and you get that American board certification, which is considered very prestigious worldwide. You know, those $1 million careers, what we call them, they're going to be very competitive, and making this investment in this academy can get you that level of returns, which is just, if you think about it, it makes it all the more sensible of an investment.
So here's how much it's going to cost, okay? So normally the full price would be for the Meta-Analysis Academy and MetaHub, it would be 12 installments of $220, or in total $2,640. But in the Black November offer, you will get an additional bonus for the first 48 hours of registration to our EKG program, the ECG Academy, which costs $600. And it'll be just 12 installments of $120. Okay? It'll be 12 installments of $120 for the Black November offer. You pay 12 installments of $120, or if you want to pay everything up front, it's $1,296 because there's an extra discount. So again, it's 12 installments, monthly payments of $120 per month. $120 per month for 12 months. Okay? This includes the Meta-Analysis Academy, the next edition of our program. This includes MetaHub for 1 year. And for the first 48 hours, you also get the bonus of the ECG Academy. We're also going to give a bonus for the first 30 people who enroll. We're going to do a drawing for a travel grant for a conference worldwide of $500. Okay, so we're going to do that for the first 30 people who enroll. We're going to do a travel grant drawing for a conference, of your choice, of course, of $500. Okay, so here's how much it costs for you to join the Meta-Analysis Academy in our Black November offer. You get 1 year of MetaHub, and you get the Meta-Analysis Academy, and you get the ECG Academy as well. Okay? Now, just to be clear, even without MetaHub or the ECG Academy, just the tuition for the Meta-Analysis Academy would be higher. Okay? Just the tuition for the Meta-Analysis Academy would be higher. Just for sake of comparison, you guys, I teach a meta-analysis course at Harvard, for example. And there are others at Johns Hopkins, at other major institutions, but I teach one here at Harvard. And remember, what we teach here is not affiliated with Harvard Medical School, but the meta-analysis course at Harvard costs approximately $7,000, the tuition. Okay, costs about $7,000. And I also teach that program. Okay, but the Meta-Analysis Academy is not affiliated with Harvard, but you will learn how to do impactful research with autonomy to advance your career. Okay? All right. So because of that, we want to give you guys time to get ready to register at the time. Remember, there's a bonus for the first 5 people who register. You get a mentorship session with me, a career mentorship session. And then we also do this special drawing for among the first 30 who register. Okay, so we open registration on Monday at 12 p.m., 48 hours from the beginning of this live stream. And I also want to say that if anyone reaches out to you, they're saying that they're work on our behalf, please make sure you verify if they really are from our team. The way you can verify that someone truly is from our team, if they claim to be from our team, is you can go to my Instagram page and there's a link Okay, and our team just put it in the chat. There's a link that says, make sure this is a verified number from the Meta-Analysis Academy. Don't accept individual messages from people claiming to be from the Meta-Analysis Academy. There are plenty of people who are trying to scam others in this digital world, unfortunately. So again, enrollment opens Monday, November 17 at 12 p.m. New York. And I'm going to stay here now. Where will you get the link? You will get the link in the email and also in our WhatsApp group. You will get the link in the WhatsApp group where you guys joined earlier so that you can register on Monday at 12 p.m. New York. Okay? I'm going to stay here doing questions for a few minutes, and then we're going to do the iPad giveaway for who is live. Anna, can you remind me how we can do the iPad giveaway? They have to comment on the post on Instagram. Is that correct? Yes? Okay, Sarah is from our team. Sarah, good to see you here. Sarah is a current student. Okay, so to run for the to be a part of, to get this offer for the iPad, okay, to be part of the drawing for the iPad, you have to go on this Instagram post that's in the chat right here, and you have to comment "Best Black." Is that one word or two words, Anna? Just two words like that. Best Black. Okay, that's our best offer in the Black November. Okay. Very good. Oh, someone asked if we have Spanish classes too. If you want to register for the Spanish option, you can at the time. So you would have access to the English and the Spanish. So guys, I'm gonna be answering questions here. Okay. Why are you guys? Guys, it's not Best Black here in the chat. It's in the Instagram post. It's very important. It's in the Instagram post here called Best. You have to go there and do Best Black, okay? In the Instagram post, okay? I want to know if you guys have any questions about the offer. Someone said, is there anything required for enrollment? Like for enrollment, you really need to be committed to learning how to do this. You need to be dedicated. You need to work hard. You need to watch the classes, but you don't need to send us your CV or anything like that. Okay? All right. Let me see if there are any other questions here in the chat. Okay, so someone asked, do you generate ideas for the meta-analysis yourselves? Yes, that's exactly what you do. I will teach you how to develop ideas. In the examples that I showed you, almost all of them, it was the students of the Meta-Analysis Academy who developed these ideas. Okay, so I will teach, remember, class 1 is about developing ideas for meta-analysis. Let me go back to that. So class 1 is about developing ideas for your research, for your systematic review and meta-analysis. So that's class number 1. Obviously, you can connect with others, and I told you that networking is an essential part of what we do. You can apply to the experts program. You can connect in research groups we form in the academy, but you guys need to develop autonomy. Autonomy is the ability that you have of developing your own ideas, and I'll teach you that. I've shown you first-year medical students, residents, fellows, surgeons, interns. They all develop the ideas, the ones that I've showed you here, because you learn how to do it. Okay. All right, so this is an important question. Should I register now? Don't wait for December. Don't wait for January. Register now because you get MetaHub included in the offer and you get the lower tuition. If you wait for December or January or February, you will pay a lot higher for less in the offer. You won't have MetaHub, and it'll be a lot higher the price. Okay. So this offer is special for now. It's our Black November special offer, okay? So this is someone who has zero experience. Guys, the program is for everyone who is interested in learning, regardless of background experience, okay? We have students who were PhDs, but most of our students are people who have no idea how to do research when they join. I can show you multiple examples, right? So Carol, as I said, was a first-year medical student. Natalia had no significant research experience before. Yosteline is from Mozambique and São Tomé, no research experience before. So again, you don't need research experience for this. Plus, this is important. In our introduction module, we'll give you the foundation of evidence-based medicine. In our introduction module, you will learn basic concepts of research, statistics, study design. We'll give you the foundation in our introduction module. So it doesn't matter if you have zero experience or tons of experience. Okay, the program is designed for folks who are interested in learning this regardless of prior experience. So someone asked, do we start just in March? No, you have the introduction module before. So you have the introduction module to start watching the classes from now. The introduction is the foundation. You have to watch those classes before beginning of the lectures in March, okay? Okay, you don't have to pay anything to join the experts program, okay? You don't have to pay anything to join the experts program. That's part of the community already. You submit your idea. You don't have to pay anything extra for the connections, for the research groups, for the experts program application that's already inside the Meta-Analysis Academy, okay? Okay, so Ibrahim, in your case, you would have to reach out to our support. Anna, how can they reach out to our support? Because we can make this happen if you have an important deadline to meet right away. All right. So we need to have you. If you need support, you would contact Anna. She's a little overwhelmed, but she will get back to you very soon. So if you need to start right away, you would reach out to Anna. Okay. So this is a great question from Isabella. You know, this is a fantastic question. This is something we should talk about. The reason why you shouldn't delay this for later, even after step 1, is because when you're thinking about residency in the United States, it takes time to build the full potential of your application and research. For step 1, you could study in 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, and be done with it. But with publications, what you do in 1 year, and then in the second year, and then in the third year, and in the fourth year, it always gets better. You meet more people, you develop new connections, you get more impactful research. So the sooner you start, the better it is. That's a really important component, okay? And I'm actually going to show you an example of this. Let me show you an example of this. This is one of our students who matched at... let me share you this screen here. This is one of our students who matched in University of Colorado. And you can see that he started, like, his results get better and better and better and better over time. That's the beautiful thing about doing this, is that you get better as time goes by. The first time you get publications, let me show you mine here for just a second. The first time you do this, you will start getting results within a few months, like most people, but then over time, your results will get better. You meet more people. Look at my own publication curve. Look what happens after a few years. So this is the importance of starting earlier. You know, it's just that you build over years, you build more and more results, more citations. This helps you when you apply for residency, if you apply for a green card, if you apply for a fellowship later on. So it's and over time, we've seen that, you know, the earlier you start, the more results you get, the more you achieve your potential. So for step 1, I would, unless you're taking step 1 like next month, I wouldn't say don't start it now, but we're not starting now anyway. Okay, but if you're taking step 1 in 2026 and 2027, you know, I would definitely focus on building these research skills before. Okay. Oh, the introduction module is 7 classes. They're about 45 minutes each, so it won't take you much time to finish the introduction module. They're pretty quick. Okay. Yes, pharmacists can join. Correct. Okay. Yes, the program works if you have zero research experience. Correct. Most of our students that I've shown you, their publications had zero research experience. Okay, let me show you an example right here. Guys, did everyone already fill out the form? So the comment, so we can do the drawing. Can we do the drawing, Anna? Yes. So guys, Rafael here, he published in the European Journal of Trauma and Emergency Surgery. I did a live stream with him a little while ago. I'm going to quote him on this. He said, I had zero idea of research. I didn't know even what a p-value was. And now he's first author in the European Journal of Trauma and Emergency Surgery. So you can see the level and the impact of these publications. Okay. So guys, we're going to do that drawing for the iPad. You guys ready? Yes? We're going to do that drawing for the iPad. I'm just going to put a quick video here. It's a 2-minute video. And then we'll do the drawing as soon as I come back. Okay?
Fail big. Don't be afraid to dream. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. So have dreams, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. You have to plan. Working really hard is what successful people do.
Is this your first time presenting a meta-analysis?
Yes, it's very exciting and it's almost like a dream come true.
How many papers have you published since the time you joined the Med Academy?
I have 10 papers published, including like one of them, the one that I'm going to present tomorrow, is already published, and I have 2 as first authors.
So you graduated medical school when?
2021.
And then around that time, I think you, a year later, joined the Meta-Analysis Academy. You've published a bunch of papers. The one that comes to mind, first author in neonatology, a great journal in pediatrics. And then you did a research fellowship. How's that going?
It's going pretty well. I got 13 interviews already.
And I mentioned that I was going to be at the American Heart Association presenting 2 abstracts. And the interviewers, they were just like amazed that I was in the 3rd year of medical school and I had the opportunity to present in such amazing conference.
I'm Meghna Joseph. I'm a medical graduate from India. I'm presenting at the AHA 2024. I have 7 papers in total, 3 as first author, and I am so grateful that I got to present to you moderated abstracts today.
This is Shanmugh and I am from India. Everyone know how research is important for residency application, and I know how everyone want papers behind their name. So this is the thing that gave me almost 10 abstracts in 6 months, and full papers are on the way for submission. So you know the importance and you know what to do. Just join the course and you will see the results for yourself.
The Meta-Analysis Academy is a community of doctors and medical students who have this mindset that they not only want to get publications done, of course that will happen, but they also have this mindset of excellence, of wanting more.
All right, friends. So let's do the drawing, okay? We're going to do the drawing here right now. And right now, I'm going to show this to you guys so it's very transparent. We have about 125 people who've commented on the live post, okay? So as you guys can see here, I'm going to do from 1 to 130 because people are still filling it out. Okay, I'm going to do from 1 to 130. I'm going to come here to our random number generator and do 1 to 130. And then the number 24 1. Okay, so 24 is Flavia. Flavia won the iPad. Congratulations, Flavia Greenberg. Flavia, are you there? Flavia there? Yes? We need Flavia there. Awesome. All right, Flavia. Congrats. You won the iPad, Flavia. Congratulations. Awesome. Very good. Congratulations. All right, guys. So that's it. Do we have any more questions from you guys about the program? So this is a great question. There's tons of folks who've already have a lot of research, but they want to learn how to do meta-analysis. Why? Because it adds impact. It adds a lot of impact, and it also adds to your number of publications. So especially if you're matching surgical specialties, the super competitive specialties, yeah, I think it could help you. It could help you with learning how to do impactful research as first author. I'm not sure in these 15 papers, like how many you're first author, but that's another important metric. It's just being first author. Okay. So yeah, I would highly recommend you join us. Would love to have you as part of the team in the Meta-Analysis Academy, because we have lots of students who have that. They had already published lots of other papers, but then they want to learn how to do meta-analysis. And then in our program, they fulfilled that mission. We can put it that way. Okay. All right. So Daniela said, can I take a look at papers that are published by our students? Yeah, absolutely. If you go to our Instagram account, Daniela, there are hundreds and hundreds of papers there. If you scroll down the feed, there are hundreds of papers published by our students. I'll show you a particular nice one recently that was published in a Lancet Global Health by one of our students. But a lot of these are in our Instagram account. You can just take a look there. Okay, those are all papers that are published by our students. So let me put this on the screen right there. Okay, this is one that's recently published by our OBGYN. Okay, all right. Mihail is here. Mihail is one of our students. Okay. All right, guys. So I think that's it. Just the final thing I'm going to show you is the tuition. Okay. So let me just put this on the screen. Don't leave this opportunity for later. This will be your best offer, best opportunity ever to join the Meta-Analysis Academy. Okay. Best offer ever to join the Meta-Analysis Academy. All right. So here we go. There we go. That's the tuition. Instead of paying 12 installments of $220, it will be 12 installments of $120. Plus, you get the ACG Academy as a bonus if you join in the first 48 hours. Okay? All right, guys. It's been fun. It's been fun to be with you guys. All the best. Register on Monday at 12 p.m. New York time. Take care. Bye-bye.